They say you're only young once, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for forever. They say you're only young once, but we live for it, we live for it, we live for forever.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to go over all of the things that I use to film my car videos, and I'm going to go over each individual price for what I got, and then I'm going to give you a total of how much I put into the camera equipment and filming equipment of my car YouTube channel. So to start off, I have a GoPro Hero 7 White Edition. This is the main camera I use for most of my videos. I have this hooked up in this little rig here, but we'll get more into that later. I bought this camera used in a little package with a couple other things for $150 for this, plus this handle right here. This extends into a little tripod, and then I have like an extender clip as well. This also came with a 16 gigabyte SD card, which is what this takes right here. This was the first camera that I ever purchased for this channel. Originally, I shot everything on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 8 Plus, which is actually what I'm using right now since I'm showing you this camera. The iPhone has pretty good quality, and I wouldn't really stress about buying all fancy kinds of camera equipment when you're just getting started out. So one of the main things I looked for when I was purchasing this was that it was versatile, which is what I was going to need for a car filming camera. I needed something that I could film inside of cars, that I could hook in different places, maybe do some exterior shots, and this kind of hit all the boxes on this. It's cheap, it's affordable. I didn't have the money at the time to just dish out $1,000 to get a nice camera, so I got this one. So you only really need one if you're going to be doing a bunch of different shots outside and inside the car. And when you're doing driving videos, you probably need something that's hands-free, so you can just suction cup it onto the window or outside of the car to get some exterior shots and stuff like that. Also, a huge advantage of this too is that it has an extremely wide angle on it. So if I'm inside of the car or getting these shots while driving or doing fast shots like this, the camera lens is so wide that I'm not really worried about possibly not getting a shot, because this lens here just covers such a wide area. I'm getting everything. I will say though, the one complaint I have about this is that this does not have an external battery. You have to actually charge the camera itself. Right here, right next to the SD card, there's a little charging port. So you actually have to charge this, and it only really gets an hour and a half to 2 hours of filming. So that can be kind of tough when you're out somewhere. You know, you have to budget that. I've never really heard of a camera having no external battery, so I would definitely go for the 7 Black Edition. This is the white. The Black Edition is a little nicer. It has the exterior screen right here, so you can see what you're doing when you're looking at the camera. And also, it just has that external battery, which is huge. I don't want to be out at a car show where me and my camera dies, you know, then I don't have anything to film with. So this is a great camera. Films in 1080p and 60 frames per second, which is kind of like at least what you want to get if you're looking at a camera. That's not too hard to find nowadays, but that's like the bare minimum I would recommend for YouTube. So moving along to this little camera rig thing we got going on here. The camera slides right into here, just like this. But this is actually made for a 7 Black Edition. It still fits, but the fitment is slightly off, so the camera kind of doesn't fit extremely well. It still, you know, it still works, and it still has this back area where it closes up. So yeah, it's still fine, but if you jiggle it a little bit, you can hear that it doesn't exactly fit just perfectly, so that does get caught in some of my videos sometimes, so I do have to edit that out, but overall, this is a nice little setup. On the top here, we have this Movo mic. It does come with a little, like, fluffy thing that gets all the exterior noise and the wind noise and stuff out of there. I seem to have misplaced that. I could not find it for this video, but that did come with the mic. This just unhooks here. You can get this mounting thing off here. Oops. You can get this mounting thing off here. So that's where the mic connects up here with that mounting piece. Unplug this here. Then this is the actual microphone itself. You can unplug that again. And then in order to use this, in order to plug this into the actual camera, I did need to buy this adapter from GoPro. So I did need this adapter. This just kind of hooks the aux jack, and then this part up top comes out here. GoPro has all these things that this is how they connect everything that they have. This is also cool right here because I have, if you take this out, you can hook this up here and it becomes a tripod. So that's super nice. You know, if I have to step out and do shots, I use this all the time in my videos. It's a great piece of equipment, and it's nice and Nice that it just kind of folds up in here. Don't have to worry about it, but it's super convenient if I need it.
So now you can see that we've switched to the actual setup that you just saw. So you can obviously tell a big difference in the wide angle of this. And it's actually even a little bit wider than you're seeing it because it's cut down for YouTube. I can't use all of that. I have to kind of shrink it to fit the screen. So it's really helpful when I'm out, doing random things or getting car videos, because that stuff happens really fast. And sometimes, you don't get the perfect still shot. So you have the whole area that you can cut and edit and use whatever portion of that lens that you need. So now we're moving on to accessories. Accessories are plentiful for GoPros. They have pretty much any accessory you would need for any situation. Most of the things I purchased used. I just didn't really want to buy brand new stuff. I figured I might as well spend the money on car parts or something else. So take that into account. This is all used stuff with the exception of a few different things, including the mic and this suction cup, which I'll get into a second. But I just kind of wanted to save some money, so I did buy everything used. Speaking of accessories, I do have all these random different accessories that can give you certain angles and certain things. These all came with the little kit that I bought when I bought this on eBay used. This was actually the original skeleton housing that I got for the GoPro Hero 7 White, but now I have the one that is a whole part of my vlogging rig. Moving along to this suction cup. This was one thing I bought brand new, and I wanted to make sure that this was an actual GoPro brand. Some of this stuff is not like legit GoPro brand. This was something that I was going to be using a lot, and also sometimes on the exterior of my car, so I wanted to make sure that my camera was safe. I didn't want some cheap knockoff to be holding my camera on top of my car while I'm drag racing. I didn't want that to happen, and I didn't want a camera going under my tire. This is probably the accessory that I use the absolute most, 100%. It works perfectly. It's rated up to 150 miles an hour. So yeah, definitely gonna be holding your camera on pretty well. I've got a few different SD cards here. The one that I use primarily is a 256 gigabyte SD card. That was kind of pricey. It was like 50 bucks to get that. However, the video content takes up a lot of storage, so it's really worth it. I spent so much time just deleting and downloading things back and forth because my SD card was only 16 gigabytes, so it was so small. Every couple videos, I had to like flush that one and download everything. And I mean, honestly, it's just saved me so much time. It's worth the 50 bucks. I do have everything wrapped up in this cute little case here. I carry all of that in this backpack. I've got this little racing seatbelt backpack, super cool. So I just got this recently, so I haven't been able to take it to car meets as much, but I do carry this around when I do my filming, so everything fits in here nicely. Works perfectly. Another accessory that I use a lot is this phone holder. This is a mount suction cup that I use for my phone. I think it was like 10 bucks, maybe 20 bucks. It wasn't a whole lot of money. I use this for my phone, especially when I use the Dragy. A Dragy is a piece of equipment that helps you track your 0 to 60 time, and it can record your runs. So while I'm doing a quarter mile time or 0 to 60 time or whatever time I'm tracking at that moment, I can set this up to record my time on my phone through the app. You have to do it through the app, and it really helps me get a clear, good shot while I'm racing. So yeah, definitely like this a lot. Another thing you're gonna need: flash drives. I keep a copy of all of my finished videos. I don't keep copies of all the individual little pieces of film that are cut or edited out. I keep the final copy, and that's it. I use the final copies for maybe if I'm referencing it in another video, or like when I did my 1,000 subscriber special, I played a bunch of clips that I really liked from older videos. So I don't keep the footage that I deemed to be, not worth keeping, but I do keep the final copies of every video that I post. Next up on this list is a computer. More importantly, a computer for editing. This is a MacBook Pro. You do not at all need to go this expensive. I bought this as I was going into college, way before I even had a YouTube channel. So like I already had this. I didn't need to buy this specifically for YouTube. I like Apple because they have iMovie. iMovie is a super basic, simple software. Anybody can use it. The type of videos that I create don't need crazy special effects or, super crazy type of editing. At least for right now, the type of content that I produce doesn't really require all of that. So iMovie works just fine. I know tons of creators with millions of subscribers that use iMovie, so I really don't think it's that big of a deal. And it's free, so you can't beat that. Another item that I recently got was this ring light. I really like this thing a lot. It was like 30, 40 bucks. I don't use it a whole lot during my actual videos. I'm using it right now, but I don't really film a whole lot just stagnant in my room or doing something inside. A lot of the times the videos that I produce are outside or at car meets or driving, and like I can't put a ring light in my passenger seat. But it does come in handy when I'm at home. I use this thing a lot to film TikToks, to be honest with you guys. But I got it on Amazon. There's this little pad here, bright, on. There's different types of lights. You can go lower, you can go brighter. Honestly, it works perfect. I have no issues with this at all. So yeah, great little accessory there. The ring light also comes with a few different accessories to hold your phone, angle it in different areas, just kind of to make filming a little easier. So let's talk price. We have $40 for the ring light, $15 for the phone holder, $30 for the GoPro suction cup, $20 for these random little accessories and the case, $75 in SD cards, $150 for the GoPro 7 White and the handle and tripod that attaches to it, plus $20 for the case that holds that, $50 for the microphone, and another $50 for the adapter to the GoPro. I'm not going to include the backpack that I have everything in, that I keep it all in, and I'm also not going to include the computer because that was really expensive and I had that before. I think you can actually get a MacBook for like $200, $300, a nice used one on the market. So I really wouldn't worry about that too much. So overall, equipment wise, I have $460 in equipment. And some of you may know that filming equipment can easily be extremely pricey. Some people, I would not doubt, have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment. So 460 is pretty good. If there's kind of one thing I would want to stress to you guys is that if you're looking at starting an automotive YouTube channel or just a YouTube channel in general, I really don't think you should put all your emphasis on what kind of equipment you have. Mr. Beast had 800,000 subscribers before he even stopped filming on his iPhone. A lot of people have phones with good cameras and just start filming on your phone. I don't want you to go out and buy all this crazy expensive equipment thinking that the equipment itself is going to make your videos good. You make your videos good, not the equipment. People don't watch your videos for the lighting or the microphone, they watch it for you. While yes, filming equipment is important, I think that what actually is most important in the YouTube video is you. If you work on your content and not just the equipment behind it, I think that it will get a lot better. I did create an Amazon store with all of my equipment in it. I have a link below with all of the equipment. You can browse everything, take a look at prices, compare things if you'd like to buy something. And if you have any questions about how the equipment works, if it works good or bad, or how I personally think about it, a little bit more into detail than I've gone in here, leave a comment down below and I will respond to you guys. Overall, that's everything that I use to film my car videos. Yes, in the future, as the channel grows, I will put more money into buying better equipment. However, right now, I want to spend all of the money that I make from YouTube directly back into YouTube. I want to use that to create better content and pay to do cooler things on the channel, not necessarily just have a slightly better microphone or a cooler handle to hold my camera. I personally like to focus on the actual content itself and not all the technology behind it. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Smash like if you liked this video. I hope to see you all sticking around on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.